I love watching it. It's only 23 seconds, but it means everything to me in the aftermath, you know. And she just played by ear, you know, she had such a talent. You know, you don't need any words to see that she was just a very vibrant, fun-loving child and very happy little character.
Thank you, and good night from Martha. Bye-bye.
She had a short but happy life, so it comforts me.
A teenaged girl has died in Hinksey Park in Oxford. Police investigating her death are informing her next of kin.
She left kayaking, went down an alleyway, heading towards the city centre, and she swallowed half a gram of white powder. Within 20 minutes, she was showing signs of distress.
Called at lunchtime yesterday following reports of a teenage girl in cardiac arrest. The girl was taken by air ambulance to the John Radcliffe Hospital, but she sadly died. Her death is being treated as unexplained and an investigation is underway.
Two nurses came on either side of me and said, she's here. Now there's a lot going on in the crash room. You just need to let them do what they need to do. And there was a monitor in the background, like in the films, and it was just this flat line. And I just kept looking at the flat line and pleading to Martha, please, please, you know. And I was calling to her, saying, it's not time, don't leave me.
No.
And I just looked up at her face, and her face was grey. And I said, she's dead already. A young guy had stepped forward. He wasn't a friend of Martha's, and he had sold a gram of ecstasy to a friend of hers. And it was 91% pure. She had an accidental overdose, and it was probably enough for 5 to 10 people. When it came to the actual sentencing and seeing the person across the room, it was strange. I felt detached. Prior to going up to the court, I found myself talking to his barrister and saying, I don't want him to go to prison. For me, I needed a different way, so that was passed to the judge, my request.
Alex Williams pleaded guilty to supplying a Class A drug and was sentenced to an 18-month supervision order with a 3-month curfew. Anne-Marie is a writer and dedicated those first few months after Martha's death to writing a journal of her journey through bereavement.
And how old are you?
16.
You're 16? Oh my goodness, so Martha would be the same age as you?
Yeah.
On the first anniversary of Martha's death, she left copies of the book all over Oxford to raise awareness of what had happened to Martha, and ended up by the lake with Martha's family and friends. By then, Anne-Marie had started the process of restorative justice.
It's a very gentle process, it just takes as long as it takes. He wrote to me first. It was quite a peculiar feeling, having a letter in my hand from this young guy. But again, to me, it felt like some kind of positive outcome for Martha, because you can get very little positive in the context of losing your only child. Dear Alex, your letter stirred up things emotionally for me a little in a good way. As I sit here writing this at my kitchen table, your voice is starting to come through with each letter you write to me. What had happened lay very heavily on his shoulders, and he had suffered a great deal and still does. And I suppose from that you're getting to hear, you know, the boy behind the headline a little bit. And when I got that letter, it was like a huge weight was lifted off me. That was all I wanted. It was incredibly healing. I know it can't be easy for you. We can only do our best and try to learn in order to make the most of our lives. Forgiveness for me is a journey rather than a destination, as some days I feel I can be forgiving and at other moments I struggle with it. Many think of it as a weakness, but for me it was about honouring Martha's life and respecting what life I have left and do my best within that. Take care, Anne-Marie. It enabled me to feel some peace within myself, because for me, I had then got justice for her in that moment. Yeah. I just realised that actually. That is what that was.
After 2 years of exchanging letters, Anne-Marie did not meet Alex Williams, but she's still very grateful for the communication they had.
If I hadn't gone the route of restorative justice, my family would have attended my funeral by now. Yeah. And I hope for him it was healing. It was for me. And what he goes on to do in his life is up to him. But in the letter I've said, I hope that you do good things with your life. Because you have a life, you know. But for the sake of my own sanity, I hope that he does. Yeah. And that's a good legacy for Martha. I've got her picture in this bag here. Carry this around on lots of trains and to lots of places.
Anne-Marie is now dedicating her life to helping offenders come to terms with their actions.
I'm not going to get Martha back, but all I can do is, you know, it's like doing something with her. It's like we're doing something together. And I think Martha would be really happy that I'm finding something that I really love. Because before this happened, she took up all my time and I was very devoted to her. So I've got to channel that somewhere. It's better for it to be in a positive direction. And I believe in restorative justice. I would advise it to anyone who's got the choice. Yeah.